Mr. Chairman. My name is George Owens. I'm the Legislative Affairs Director for Alabama Gun Rights. I'm here to speak on behalf of 3,500 gun right advocates, not just citizens of this state, but individuals who are actively involved in the community advocating for gun rights in Alabama. SB286 is a culmination of a lot of work over in the Senate. You've got very little time left, gentlemen, ma'am. There's no reason for SB 286 not to go forward. I've heard the arguments of the sheriffs, and I'm sure that they're going to repeat it over and over and over again as if saying it will make it true. In 1987, Florida went from may issue to shall issue. And the sheriffs and the chiefs in Florida, when that bill got proposed in 1987, flooded the State House, and they predicted all forms of doom, gloom, and blood in the streets. At that time that bill was proposed in the Florida legislature, Florida had a homicide rate 36% higher than the national average. 3 years following the enactment of shall issue, the level of permits issued in Metro-Dade County alone accelerated from approximately 5,000 permits a year to over 21,000 permits a year. By the same token, the homicide rate in the state of Florida had dropped from 36% above the national average to 3% below the national average, and this occurred at a time when the population in the state of Florida increased by 5%. The state of Florida currently has over 1,025,000 issued pistol permits. Many of those permit carriers travel through the state of Alabama on a regular basis. Yet the sheriffs and the chiefs of police that live in Florida that have been through the same thing that we're trying to go through now will tell you that based upon a monitoring program that they instituted, shall issue did not result in any increase in crime. Now, I will tell you this. Sometime within the next year, a pistol permit holder in Alabama will run afoul of the law. And one of these sheriffs, whether it's Sheriff Sutton, whether it's one of these other gentlemen, will be charged with revoking that individual's permit and probably putting him in jail for a substantial period of time. But neither you, nor I, nor the sheriffs in this room, nor the chiefs of police, or the Business Council of Alabama, or anybody else can sit there with any degree of certainty and tell me which permit holder is going to cross that line. The Constitution of the state of Alabama, I'm so tired of talking about the Second Amendment. I want to talk about Article 1, Section 26 of the Alabama Constitution, which guarantees me the right to carry a gun in defense of myself. They don't talk about defending the state except as an afterthought. The article says every citizen has a right to bear arms in defense of himself. Well, this is all good and fine until you start delineating all of these different areas where I'm not allowed to carry a gun. Because, let's face facts. That Code of Alabama says I have a right to self-defense. It is in the criminal code that homicide can be justified under certain conditions. But if you take away my ability to defend myself, not only have you stripped me of a constitutionally guaranteed right to bear an arm in defense of myself, to defend Miss Warren, to defend you, Chairman Williams, but you have also taken away my right of self-defense. I am 53 years old. I am a heart patient. I am less than 60 days out of a heart attack. I'm diabetic. Thank God I'm not hypertensive. But I carry around a little bottle of pills just in case. Now, statistics from the FBI tell us that if I am assaulted, robbed, mugged, or set upon in the public arena by a criminal, He is going to be between 18 and 27 years of age. I am a former law enforcement officer. I was a special agent with the United States Air Force Office of Special Investigations, and before that, I was a DA's investigator in Mobile and Baldwin County. I have been carrying a gun since I was 19 years old when I got my first permit. Does anyone think that at 53, with my current medical profile, that I am up to slugging it out in a Walmart parking lot at 8 o'clock at night with a 17 to 27-year-old? I have no delusions of immortality, I am a victim waiting to happen. If I don't have a weapon, I could be victimized at any time. I have utmost respect for these men who wear a badge because I've worn it. I know what they go through. I've worked with Grover Smith on problems in his county. He is a good and honorable man. But what I will tell you is that on this issue, Grover and I, we disagree. I want to urge this committee not to try to substitute 286 with some other bill. The negotiating process is too complicated. You can't have all of this going on. We have a bill that the Senate has worked on, and they came up with it. Now, I will say this. If there is something in SB 286, that results in a problem, we can revisit this issue in a year with the input from the sheriffs based on fact, not fantasy. Because the one thing that I will tell you that nobody can show you is a statistical or anecdotal evidence that SB 286 will result in any greater significant threat to public safety than is already posed by the criminal element in our state. Thank you.
Thank you. Frank DeGraffenberg, please.